What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel, Vene the Magician. So, I do want to say happy holidays to you guys. Thanks for all your support to my other channel. If you are new here, I do have another channel, which is WaterAngelIntuition. So those of you who were guided from that channel, I do want to thank you all for your support. It means so much to me. I really do appreciate it. Those of you who are new here, welcome. So I'm so excited to finally be delivering the first message on my new channel here. So over here, I'm going to be doing North Node readings instead of the readings that I do over there. It's going to be specifically geared towards North Node healing and a lot more spiritual on this channel. So I do hope you guys enjoy this message here. So let's hop into it. So as some of you may know, those of you who already know me, I'm a very spiritual person. I grew up in a religious home. I grew up in church as a young kid. And as I got older, I just grew more and more spiritual as the things that, I went through. But anyway, enough about me. So now that I'm a part of the spiritual community here on YouTube, I hear a lot of people, and I'm still very religious. I consider myself very Christian, but I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, the Christians are going to be mad when they hear that Jesus is Lucifer, and a lot of people are ranting on with that. And again, I consider myself a true Christian. I don't just speak the word, I actually practice it and try to live it. Okay. But it just bothers me that people are so closed-minded. For one, I will not agree with any religion who teaches you to go against another religion. For me, that's just common sense. You should respect any person of any race, color, creed, religion, whatever their belief is. You should respect them, because and it's free will. We all entitled to what we choose to believe, what we want to believe, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And nothing against the spiritual community it's their opinion. No judgment here. But I just want to try and change someone's perspective a little bit. So I have not read in the Bible where it said that Jesus wasn't Lucifer, or, they never said that he was either. I have not read that. If you have, please let me know, So we only going to go on facts here. I have not read that he wasn't. I haven't read that he was. My point is, we all know Lucifer, the devil, was once an angel who was kicked out of heaven, right? Who's to say that wasn't Jesus? Who's to say, again, Jesus had the greatest, went through the greatest trials and tribulations while on this earth, more than any of us could ever bear. And this is the thing, the punishment matches the sin, so to speak. So who's to say, he wasn't the devil and was sitting down to earth? His birthday is December 25th, which is Capricorn season. Capricorn represents the devil, for those of you who know that. But who's to say that he's not? And he was sent down here on earth to go through all these trials and tribulations to fight for our souls. And because he conquered his mission, he was able to ascend. Okay, I'm a strict follower of the Bible. And it says, as well as he descended to the lowest places, he also ascended to the highest places. So my point is just to open your mind up a little bit and try to have some understanding. It's like the way I kind of took it, it was just like, oh, yeah, he ain't so good. Yeah, he is. For me to be able to do tarot and even just the blessings that God has brought into my life, that you don't even understand how he works in your life, how certain things could happen, You know what I mean? You cannot tell me there isn't a Jesus or that God is not real. You know, it's just, it's a very touchy situation for a lot of people. But my point is to just open your mind and have some understanding. He very well could be Lucifer. He probably was, since he was kicked out of heaven, right? But again, because he fulfilled his mission, he was able to ascend. You know what I'm saying? We all have, it's two sides to all of us. And if you don't know, our God is a very jealous God and vengeful as well. He ain't playing no mess. But in the same note, he's very loyal, loving. What you don't want is the wrath of God upon you. So, you know, just as well as he could be good and completely take care of us, he can show you his wrath as well, which I don't think nobody want to see. But like I said, my point is to just have some understanding. You know what I mean? To me, I take the earth as hell. I take the earth as hell. Again, the earth represents Capricorn energy, which is the devil, which we are living in hell. We are living in hell. And Jesus conquered the earth, which is now his footstool. So the spirit of the devil is still down here roaming. We go through trials and tribulations, not as great as Jesus did, but it's trials and tribulations we're going to have to go through to overcome the devil as well. Okay, understand, the devil is a spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessary. It's not a living thing. So the devil is roaming this earth. Understand what I'm saying? So Jesus, you know, the devil being kicked out of heaven to roam the earth, to attach itself to us spiritual beings who are in the human form. Okay? But it's just a spirit. You understand? So maybe Jesus was born into this earth with that spirit, which gave, and the reason for him having such great trials and tribulations that he had to overcome. I don't think none of us could have withstood and still been loyal and faithful to God, knowing that your life purpose was to be crucified to save the souls of many generations to come after you. That's definitely a superhuman if you ask me. Another thing I wanted to touch base on. I'm going to keep it short, but this is just the type of conversations I'm going to have over here. I am going to do readings over here. I've already jotted down a lot of subjects that I'm going to go over with you guys, and I would love to hear what you have to say, any feedback you have to say about the things that I'm mentioning. Me and my brother was talking about this as well, and he was saying, oh, and no against, again, I'm absolutely not racist, but you know, it's the word around. People say, oh, the white man put the Bible in the slave's hand. You know, they gave us the Bible. You have to understand that God works through anything. God will work through babies, through children, through strangers, through the TV, through the radio that you turn on to get a message to you. However he needs to get the message to you, he will work through anything because he has that power to do it. So who's to say, even though maybe at that time they intended to give us, you know, give slaves the Bible with bad intentions, but God will turn those bad intentions for your good. You understand? It's so much that came out of it. Us learning, you know, slaves learning to read, learning to free themselves, and even having something to sing about. Because if you've read the Bible is a very positive book, and you have to actually read it yourself in order to gain understanding. Yes, we, you know, our families raise us on the Bible. A lot of us may have been raised in church. Some of us aren't. And that don't make you a bad person or anything like that. God is the judge, and he judges the heart. Okay, so it ain't about what you did. It's not. It's all about where you're going. and what your intentions are. Okay, so it's just like the closed-mindedness that a lot of us have as humans is just, we don't understand how much it restricts us. Again, we were created in God's image. So we are meant to be gods and goddesses. That is what the Bible says. I can't speak on another book. You know, I hear spiritual people talk about Ra, and I don't know anything about Ra, so I can't speak on Ra. But what my understanding is that that's God. I'm not sure what religion it is or if it's just a spiritual thing. I don't know. But these are some people I have a lot of respect for, and I understand. I'm not here to judge anyone. I respect anybody of any religion. It's all about how you act, how you carry yourself. That's what it's all about. But it's just like, open your mind up to have understanding. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, Jesus very well could have been Lucifer. But I'll tell you one thing, if he was, baby, he cleared his karmic debt. He cleared his karmic debt. Okay? Not only was he was able to ascend, he went through death and still was able to rise again. You know, and we don't understand how serious spirituality is, and the spiritual realm is. You know what I mean? Another thing I wanted to talk about. I was hearing how they were saying about the laws being put into place, and we shouldn't have laws. It's a way to confine us and to, you know, keep us in place. We need that as a people. Could you imagine? This is the thing. There are laws in place to keep you humble. If you run around thinking you could do whatever you want to do, could you imagine the people that would be out here killing people because they didn't like them, taking people kids just because they wanted a kid? You have to have laws in place because everyone is not in their right state of mind. It'll be one thing if we lived in a fantasy world where everybody was in their right state of mind, everyone had a good heart, had good intentions, but that's just not it. So we have to have laws in place for people who don't have common sense, don't have a peace of mind. You know, so I don't know. Those were some really touchy issues that I really just wanted to speak on to kind of open people's minds just a little bit more. Open your mind a little bit. Because this is the thing. You got to understand, we wasn't there back in those times. Information has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. So, of course, things going to change. Just like people say, oh, they done changed the Bible 1,000 times. I wouldn't care if they changed it 1,000,000,000,000 times. If my faith and my spirit teaches me to read this book, and this book still teaches good, I'm all for anything that is for the greater good of myself and for other people. So no matter how many times it's been changed, it's still a great book if it's been changed. Because God, if it has been changed, I don't believe that person lived another day. Again, the Bible says if you shall change the words in this Bible, basically, not in the exact words, but basically, the wrath of God is going to be upon you. And I don't think you will live the second you finish rewriting it. Even if it is rewritten, God lives in your heart. He speaks to you through your heart, your Holy Spirit, which is inside of you. So as long as you maintain a relationship with God, whether it be through prayer, praise, He is going to order your steps every step of the way. And again, I could see if the book was changed to teach bad, that would be a whole nother story. But it's still a very inspiring book filled with a lot of knowledge and understanding. And me just praising God and praying and reading my Bible faithfully. When I say I have no worries about anything because I am sure that God is ordering my steps. But it's all about what you believe in. But come on, y'all. We got to do better as a people, as a human race. It don't matter what color you are. And you got to have more understanding. You got to be a little more open-minded. Again, from generation to generation, just the things that our parents taught them, you know, has changed, or the message has been conflicted. Jesus' time was thousands and thousands of years ago. So you can't tell me that information has been passed on all these generations later accurately. But what is accurate is God's power. And if you try to put your trust in him, and it's a practice, you have to practice trusting him until it becomes routine. Until it becomes routine. When I say the peace that he gives, the love that he gives is overwhelming. Okay? This has been such a trying year for all of us. I have lost a lot of loved ones this year, and not to death. Thank God. But I have. And it wasn't easy. But for me to be here right now, content with my life, still have a peace of mind, still have the drive, energy, and everything I need to move forward, baby, that ain't nothing but God. All right. But again, I did just want to give this message just to kind of get people to open their minds up a little bit. You know, I understand where they're coming from, saying that's my understanding of the Jesus's Lucifer thing. He could have been. He ain't stay Lucifer. I never heard nobody talking about the devil walking. I don't know. I'm only speaking from what I know. And the message God put in me to give to you today is just to have some understanding. He very well could have been, which is why he was kicked out of heaven. But he came down here for a purpose, and he lived out his purpose. He lived out his purpose. And right before he died on the cross, God said, I am proud of you. Could you imagine going through the things that Jesus went through? Even people complaining about tarot readers and this, that, and the other. The Bible don't say nothing about tarot readers. I haven't read anything that has said bad about psychics, but not to seek them. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Please do. I could take the criticism. The Bible is full of prophets and seers. My best thing, my thought, when I heard them say not to seek psychics, a psychic to me is someone who focuses on predicting your future, which is not a sure thing. No one knows the future. We can predict all we want, but God can change it around. But when you seek a psychic because you want to know the future, say they predict death in your life, and they say, oh, you only have a week to live. You are going to lose your mind. You are going to lose your mind. And what if that's not even true? Because it's just a prediction. And also my take on it was back in those days, psychics, because it talks about wizards, which I feel like were spell casters, people who casted spells and things like that. So that's how I see it. Again, it's all my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion on these topics, you guys. I absolutely would. I am so open to it. But remember, let's all be respectable, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's so much that we don't know. It's so much that we wasn't there for. Not to mention, the time has changed so drastically just from when I was a child, you know? So, yeah, it's like, read more before you criticize or you judge. Because for one, you ain't in a place to judge nobody. You're not the judge. God is the judge. He tells you not to judge. So it does bother me being Christian, the fake Christians who have so much to say about people reading tarot and me. I really don't care what nobody. I could give two shits. I don't give a damn about what nobody. I wouldn't care if somebody said I ate shit. Don't matter to me. I don't care. I'm competing with me, not nobody else. And that's why I'm winning. And I put God first and trust in him. But yeah, again, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about these topics. I just feel like everything happens for a reason. And no matter how the Bible was put in anyone's hand, 555 on the clock, no matter how the Bible was put in anyone's hand, it still was put in someone's hand. What if they didn't have any book to read at all? Then wouldn't have learned to read, no songs, no hymns. That's the stuff that keep you strong. Could you, even them going through slavery, could you, I can't imagine living and going through what our ancestors went through. Not to mention, if you go back a little bit further, slaves weren't always black. Whites were slaves. And again, not to be I'm far from racist. I'm just speaking from what I know. Whites were actually slaves first. The problem was they could not distinguish the slaves from the slave owners, or who was a slave and who was not, which is why they chose humans of a different color. So it would be easy for them to distinguish slaves from slave owners and things like that. All right. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about this message. I do hope you found this message informational. I am so open to what you guys have to say. I'm going to leave the comments open. Please be respectful with your comments or I will block the shit out your ass. And then you can create another fake page. Okay? But this is my first video. I am going to do some North Node readings. I'm not sure if I'll get to it today, but I do plan to do some this week. I'm so excited about it. And North Node is basically what you aspire to be. Your South Node is who you are. Your North Node is where you're going or where you should be going. So this will help you guys know more about, you know, what you're meant to do in life, what you're meant to be in life, your destiny and things like that. So I'm really excited to get the channel going, you guys. I'm also, let's see, maybe I can give you guys a heads up about my next topic here. So let's see. Next topic. I don't know where I'll put it in this book. Next topic. We are going to talk about how to protect yourself from black magic. I just want to write it down, you guys, so I don't forget. Well, I'll write it down, but that's going to be the next topic. How to protect yourself from black magic. I'm going to tell you guys about, you know, using sage and praying, and just some methods of protecting yourself and the use of spiritual baths and some methods I use to protect myself against black magic that was done on me. It was so new to me, you know, so it was really scary going through it and not knowing what the heck is going on, but knowing that something ain't right, you know. So yeah, so I will tell you guys about that in the next session. So again, I do hope you guys found this message informational. Until next time, God bless you.